It's People Now with Bill Tush. Now, here's Bill.
What a marvelous studio audience is with us today. What a crowd. I'm glad everybody got tickets to get in and everything. I know a few people were left standing outside, but hey, they can come in tomorrow. Our guest today, by the way, Robert Foxworth, who portrays Chase Gilberti on Falcon Crest. Tyne Daly from Cagney and Lacey will be here, along with Carolyn Seymour, who are currently starring in a play called Skirmishes. Sergio Mendez, whose song Never Gonna Let You Go is soaring up the pop charts. We're also going to learn how to get thin thighs in 30 days with an author of that book. Her name is Wendy Sterling, so we'll see that. Well, to many music fans, the name Sergio Mendez conjures up images of Brazil's '66. Well, today, he has a record on the charts that just may be his biggest hit ever, and he is with us, Sergio Mendez. And although I enjoyed looking at that girl there, we're going to look at Sergio now. I was really surprised when I heard the record on the radio, and it'd say, here's Sergio Mendez, and I says, gosh, I never knew you sang. And what did you tell me?
Even my mother thought that. You know, in Brazil, when they played that record about a few months ago, everybody thought it was me singing, and it's not. I sing a little bit, but just in my bathroom, you know, I never... I've always said, that's why I always had the singers in my records. As you know, the Sound of Brazil 66 was the 2 girls, and then augmented for 3 girls is Brazil 77 and 88. And this time, I finally decided to use a male singer. And I was fortunate to meet this gentleman. His name is Joe Pizzullo. He's from Youngstown, Ohio.
No, that's Joe Pizzullo from Youngstown, Ohio. That's how the two of them fit in there, by the way. Oh, isn't that funny? Somebody
anyway,
from our
that's
audience
the sound on the ballad.
Yeah.
And
now, how does that work that they publish it as Sergio Mendez?
Well,
is it sort of like that's the name of a group?
No, the record says Sergio Mendez, which is my record. I play piano on it, and I also produced the record. And on this particular song, I don't sing, of course. And it says vocal featured by Joe Pizzullo and Lisa Miller. Because it's a solo vocal.
Well, we should get the guys on the radio, though, to give them some credit.
They do say. I've been hearing every place, yes.
Yeah. It's such a great song. You have such a distinctive sound. I mean, when the Brazil 66 thing happened, you guys got so much airplay, and then again in 77 with that. But isn't this the first time in 15 years you've had a hit on the charts?
That's correct.
Yes. What happened in between all those years?
Well, I've done a lot of records. None of them hit the charts. Yeah. A lot of traveling. I've been all over Europe and Asia and South America. And for the past 3 years, I didn't do any recordings, so I kind of laid back a little bit. And I just came back to record last year. I haven't done a record in 3 years.
Now, I see on the album,
I'm back at A&M also.
That's what I was going to say. You're at A&M again.
Yes.
Did you have any problem getting back with them?
Well, I made a little...
contract expire with them, or what?
Well, as you know, I started with A&M Records back in 1966. I did 10 albums for them. And then my contract expired. I went to Elektra Records. And I did 6 albums for Elektra, 5 or 6 albums. And then my contract expired again, and I was without a recording contract. And that's the past 3 years. And then I decided to do a demo, which I paid for.
And paid for it yourself?
I paid for it myself.
Is that because of the fact you hadn't had anything in a while?
That's correct. It was in the situation in the record industry, and people were a little, you know, the record labels were a little, they're not sure if they want to hire me and so forth. They said, well, you might need this, you might need that. I said, well, I'm going to do my own demo, and I'm going to shop around and do some audition, which I did. And I took the tape to Herb Alpert at A&M, and he heard the 3 songs, which he liked it very much, and he hired me back to A&M. And I'm back at where I started.
Full circle.
Yes.
With another hit.
Yes.
It's great to have a hit out again, isn't it?
It's a great feel, yes.
Yeah. Are you going to go out on tour now with it?
Sure. We're going to be out on tour during this summer, all over the country.
Do you still do the Brazil 66 songs?
Oh, yeah. We still have to play Mais Que Nada and Going Out of My Head and Fool on the Hill.
God, what a great
So
sound.
it's a long show.
I love that tape.
Thank you.
Now, who do you use as the singers when you go back out and do that?
Oh, I have 3 singers now in the group, 3 girls, and Joe, of course, he sings the ballad, and he does another couple of numbers, Joe Pizzullo.
Yeah. But the original girls are no longer with you.
No, no longer.
Those were some beautiful ladies.
There have been about 16 girls so far.
Yeah, I think one of my favorite things about the record album was the cover.
I see.
You know, of the original Brazil '66 album cover. And you had how many, did you say?
About 16.
About 6. How do you go about finding the girls you want to use? Or the guy like Joe?
Well, you know, it's a combination of word of mouth, letting people know that I'm looking for a new singer. And the word spreads around pretty fast. And the next I hear, it's cassettes coming through the mail and vocalists. And the same thing with musicians, with drummers and bass players. So it's like a soccer team. You have to be constantly changing, you know. Although there are some members on my new band that they have been with me for 7, 8 years. Liz has been with me for a long time. My drummer, my percussionist, Ron and Alan, they've been with me for the past 6 years.
Yeah.
So
they even stuck with you for the 3 years you weren't doing much.
Oh, yeah, they did.
Yeah, nice to have friends like that.
That's right.
Hey, there's a gentleman that's a big movie star now that you met several years ago in a strange way. A guy by the name of Harrison Ford.
Yeah, I think you're talking about my recording studio, I guess.
Right.
Yeah, this is back in 1970. I have a home here in Encino. And I decided to build the recording studio. And somebody mentioned to me that they knew a carpenter, a young carpenter that was just starting, and but that could do a very, very nice job. So he came over and he said, I'd like to do the job, which he did, by the way, marvelous job. And that's Harrison Ford. And I remember during the breaks, during lunchtime, he was reading scripts. And in those days, I don't think he has done anything yet. He was auditioning as well.
But so, Harrison Ford, I mean, if things don't go with this new Star Wars picture, he can always go back to carpentry.
Which is great, by the way, anytime.
Was he a better actor or a carpenter?
I think he's a great actor as well. I think he's a great actor and a great carpenter.
I want to show this picture of you on the back of the album with the, I guess that's one hot chili in your mouth there. And you've also got them on the front hanging out of the side of the car, if I can flip it around real quick. What's the purpose of the chilies?
Well, we went to this friend of mine, Otto Stupakov. He's the photographer, an old friend of mine from Brazil. And we decided we want to go to New Mexico. And we picked Santa Fe as the place to go. And arriving there, we saw those peppers all over the place on the roads. And we realized that grows out there, and the people eat a lot of peppers. And he said, wow, we should use those peppers on your album cover. It's a good way to tell people that the music is hot, and we'll make it a more interesting album cover instead of you posing for a mountain or something like that. So it was his idea, and it's a real thing. It's a real symbol from New Mexico.
It looks hot. Looks real hot, and it is, too, by the way. And, of course, the new single is Never Gonna Let You Go. And we have another cut from the album we're going to take a look at, some video called Carnival,
yes,
which is on your album. And, Sergio, welcome back.
Thank you.
And
it's nice to be back.
Us. And here's Sergio Mendez and Carnival. And when we come back, Robert Foxworth from Falcon Crest will be here. But before him, Michael Medved will be reviewing a new movie. Everybody will be here.